Hey, everybody, can I get a man?
Hello.
You can't match
Happy
this energy.
Wednesday.
Hey, welcome back to Calling All Beings. I'm your host, DJ, and seated to my left is none other than Boston Bia.
Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Below her is the Super Boricua, and I hope that is a headscarf of the Puerto Rican flag. It may not be, and that's okay.
It isn't, but that's a thought.
Akashi Chris.
Everybody, I'm so excited. We're going to flip the tables today, literally, right?
Yeah, what do you guys think about this?
Girls
Talk
and the
about
cat.
this.
Great.
Doing a mod roundtable. Give your thoughts on doing this.
I think it's great. I mean, they're sitting there behind the scenes, just supervising, being teachers, putting people on timeout, engaging the chat. And this is great. Now they've been watching us for a long time. Like, they have things they want to say too.
Absolutely.
They always fill the chat with great stuff. So this is they're excited. They were a little nervous, but now they're like super excited. Now they're like ready to go.
Yeah, and I want to say hello, everybody in there. I see Jay Boogie's in here, the legend. Barely Brunette is here from California. Marcel Metalhead, awesome. Farm Demon. I know that Farm Demon is definitely vibing with Law Wifey. Val Law's here, the official attorney of Calling All Beings. Hi, Val. So thank you, Oh, and look who's here.
Oh, my bestie. Hi, Lulu.
Lulu Bell. Hopefully Tim will show up. Oh, look who's here.
Tim's here too.
Oh, wait,
Tim's
the Boricua. You guys say some Spanish to Benny.
Benny Blanco. Benny Blanco está en la casa. Benny Blanco.
There we go. Awesome. All right. So anyway, I don't want to hold these guys back anymore. This is their time. It's a unique thing we like to do on CAB as kind of Bia and Akashi were saying, to offer up the stage and let the mods have their say. And we'll continue to do these as they want to do them. If they say, hey, DJ, want to do one, they got it. They do so much for us. It's the least thing that we can do for them. So let's get started with introductions. This young lady here is the dean of CAB moderators. She's sort of the head mod. She started with us when we had no mods for quite a long time. We were probably two and a half years into the show before we got this young lady. And she is a native of Indiana. She's a multiple experiencer, be it UFOs, Bigfoot, and certainly paranormal. Party people, put your hands together for Jules of the Wood.
Everybody.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Oh, that's
how y'all doing?
Doing great. We're about to get better because we're very interested to what you guys are going to say tonight. And the goal tonight is for us to be out of the way. We'll kind of moderate or throw things here and there to keep things going, or maybe follow up on something. But this is your show tonight, Jules. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being a CAB mod for so long.
You're very welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Second up, this young lady, other mods tell me what an extraordinary mod she is, including Julie. She is mod for only one other show because she does not lend her talents to many other shows. I believe it's just ours and my friend Mike Crawford from the Young Jerks. You guys all know her as Boston's own Boston Girl 58, Sara in Shock and Horror. Can I get a amen?
Ugh, DJ. Whenever I go anywhere and I don't get that introduction, I'm going to have a complex.
Well, you've been on the show multiple times. I mean, this is not your first rodeo. She's been on. She'll come in and Sara. One of the things that's really interesting. She's a very intelligent person. She actually does some authoring and writing on the side as well. Is when she has something to say, she'll say, "Hey, I want to come up," and we bring her up, and it's always thought provoking and honest, and she keeps us honest as well. She pulls no punches. So thank you, Sara. I think the next young lady is our newest because we also have. I'm sorry. Did you want to say something? Sorry.
No, scratching my head.
Okay. Thank you for scratching your head, Akashi. Scratch that itch, whether that's going on a cruise with Bia or something else. All right. So she's like, no cruise for me, Holmes.
Ooh.
Okay, no, she's scared. Some people are scared, Bia, you know?
Oh my
No,
God.
Bea
It's
is
the best thing in the
awesome.
world.
It's
The
not
best
scared
thing
of
in the
Bea.
world.
No,
He is
the
awesome.
cruising. Some
The
people are
cruise. Oh
scared
my
to
God.
be out on the
cruising.
open water.
It's
Oh, that's cool.
amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Best experience. Highly
Yeah.
recommend it. I'm only on my 8th one.
Pull up on your pants. All right. So anyway, gotta be is it too early in the show? There you go.
It is kind of early.
All right. The next young lady that we'd like to bring up, because I think our last one was Jana, but the next young lady that we'd like to bring up was a super fan of the show, somebody that kept us encouraged and motivated. Not every show. And by the way, Captain Jeri Harris, is she in chat? Because I want to recognize.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this young lady decided to go ahead and moderate the mod episode. I spoke with her the other night. We had a great conversation. And she wanted to be in the chat, and be it far from me to keep her from being in the chat. So that's Captain Jeri Harris, and I want to give an applause to her, even though, and I'm going in order that they joined the show. If you're kind of wondering why I just skipped around. So party people, put them together. Thank you, Captain Jeri Harris. Retired healthcare worker. She can save your damn life. So don't talk no crap. All right. All right. All right. The next one, again, I was saying that this young lady, I guess she dropped down. So make sure you're connected to the best Wi-Fi and kick everyone in your house off of it if need be. This young lady also Puerto Rican by nature, and we love that. We love the Boricuas and Latinas on the show. And she has just been she's given such a lift to all of us on the show. I don't care whether you're a host or not. So party people, put them together for Ruthie Robles.
Hey! Hello, everyone. Sorry, I had to drop down because I couldn't hear anything. I had to come
we
back
can hear
in.
you fine.
Oh, now I can hear you guys. Woo!
Oh, good. Yes, you're in. We are live.
This
En
next young
vivo.
lady, just yes, and ready.
Sí.
This next young lady, just to keep with the international flavor of the show, it comes to us from Canada. She is incisive, witty, funny, and really, really cool. And you guys know her on Twitter, Law Wifey 25. Put them together for Law Wifey!
Woo!
Can somebody give
Yes!
me an amen?
Amen.
Oh my. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say, actually. Thank you.
Well, yes,
I'm happy
ma'am.
to be here. Thank you so much.
It's an honor that all of you have donated your time to come on the show and mod for CAB, and that kind of believe in what we're doing. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jules to get us started. And then the way that CAB roundtables generally work, and I think it's the way these ladies have decided to do it, is to what we do is everybody kind of brings a topic, and then everyone gets to react to that person's topic, and then we go on to the next person. So if we start with Jules, it'll go around just below her. It'll go to Law Wifey. So please take it away. Take it away, Jules.
All right. I thought that for my topic today, I'd want to ask everybody, what is the most impactful or unusual paranormal type thing that they have experienced? You know, it like I've lived a very paranormal life. And one of the things that really impacted me beyond seeing UFOs and Sasquatch and all that stuff was the things like poltergeist like activity, where like I was in the house I grew up in. It was me and my mom and my sister and her daughter, and we were all sitting in the living room, and like the ceramic owl just flew off the wall into the middle of the floor, and for no reason at all. And things like that would happen a lot. China cabinet doors would open and shut. We had a can opener, the kind you push down, that would turn itself on, and you could see the handle go down. There'd be nobody around it, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's followed me around from place to place. I was in a grocery store once, and my cart took off down the aisle, and there was this old lady behind me, and I just kind of went and got my cart back, right? And then it did it again, and the lady behind me said, "I'm superstitious," and ran out the store. And all I could do was go get my cart and continue on, you know. So I was curious, what do y'all have in your lives, if anything, that was kind of freaky paranormal?
Before you answer, I just want to say thank you to our mod, Sara and Shock and Horror, who gifted 10 Calling All Beings memberships. Thank you so much, Sara. You're so kind and generous to the show. I mean, I know Ruthie's.
Thanks for making it easy being green, Sara.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you. And I know Ruthie's going to be ready for this one, but Law Wifey, boy, you've told me about some interesting places in Canada with paranormality, Bigfoot and the like, and UFOs, but please take it away, man.
Yeah. I would say the most compelling paranormal things that I've experienced was again, so living in a house, I guess age 8 or 9, we lived in a very strange house with very strange things going on. A lot of the things didn't actually happen to me, but you know, there was like tapping on windows, tapping in doors, in closets. My sibling was chased up the stairs. My family members had really, really weird experiences in the house. I would say the most profound thing that happened in the house, we were all eating dinner one night. It was like a 4-level split, and with a garage in the front. And so we're all eating dinner. It's the summertime, so it wasn't like winter or anything crazy. And all of a sudden, it sounded as though like a vehicle of something crashed into the garage, so into the front of the house. So if you could imagine that sound, like it wasn't just like a ladder falling over. It was like, you know what, something has like crashed into the house. And
I think we have a sound effect for that, John. It could be this.
It was crazy. And we all jumped up, and it was nothing.
Is that good? No? Okay.
Like, yeah, that was really scary because there was nothing outside. Like the way that I remember it was just like, you know, sudden and extremely loud, like a plane or something, like something crashed into the house. And then other family members had like super, super profound things that I won't talk about because that's their story to tell, but really scary things, you know, running upstairs and opening doors and things like that. But I would say that's probably the scariest thing that's happened to me. Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty good, man. Like you're like tooling around the house and you're like, here it goes.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
quite enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And because of my age, I don't know if I experienced other things and just didn't pay attention to them. Although I do remember like tapping noises. Things in
really?
closets, tapping, making like tapping sounds.
That's
I don't know.
scary, man.
It wasn't great. It was not great.
Just to detour a little bit, the Florida homies, Lulubelle and Captain Harris, be of no paranormality at all ever, or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just Googled it, and what I was going to say it says it is paranormal.
Okay. No, I mean,
Okay.
have you
I
had
mean,
an experience?
Yeah.
You have. Okay. We're gonna get to you then. So after we go through the
Oh,
roundtable, we gotta go to Bia and
Why are we
Akashi.
picking on Bia?
No, I just was curious because I've never heard you relay a
Oh,
paranormal
well,
experience. That'd be good.
according to Google, it does qualify. I checked it out.
Just saying, your favorite word. Okay, let's go to, can you say her name, the next lady?
Ruthie Robles.
Okay, Ruthie, you're up.
Okay, so I took notes because this topic is near and dear to my heart. I live in a town called Schenectady, New York, also known as Place Beyond the Pines. There was a movie made with what's his name?
Oh, I'll look it up for you while you're talking.
Yes, it's with Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria? Wait,
really?
no, I'm wrong. No, not Eva Longoria. The other Eva, the Cuban one. What's her name?
Eva Mendes?
Yes, yes,
Oh.
Eva Mendes and the guy from The
Ray
Notebook.
Liotta. Yeah. Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling.
Oh, Ryan Gosling. Okay.
That movie was made in my town. So
Wow.
Schenectady in Native American means place beyond the pines. Where I used to live
Interesting.
in 2000 and I want to say 2002 or 2003. We were going through some struggling times with my family. And we finally moved into a family home. We grew up really poor. So to have a family home with stairs to go upstairs to your bedroom, a giant backyard, it was like the best thing ever for us. And we never thought that our fresh new start will be moving into a haunted house. So after years that passed, I did a research, and that house and that whole area is an Iroquois Indian burial ground.
Talking poltergeist stuff now. Man.
Yes. So if you guys really want to get into the haunted, I wrote down a few
We need a whole
things.
episode on this, Ruthie.
Yeah. All right. So it'll be short and quick. We saw shadows. We saw a man dressed like an undertaker that walked in front of our house, and I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. So every time we saw something, there was someone else witnessing it with you. So I knew I wasn't crazy. This man pointed to our house and said, I used to live there. We looked at the house, and then we turned back to look at him, and he was gone. In our basement, there was like a satanic altar, and my mom went crazy when she saw that. She started freaking out and took out the Bible.
Yep.
It had melted candles, and it had Zozo and Oz on it with spray paint spray. I can tell you a lot of stories and a lot of things that we went through, but just know that we moved out, and then my aunt moved into that house. She also witnessed paranormal. She moved out, and a cousin of mine also moved in. Paranormal. Years passed. My brother was driving down the road, and he wanted to see the house. And this happened around this past December. And the guy was shoveling the snow. And my brother said, "Oh, you live there? I used to live there when I was younger." The guy just looked at my brother and said, "This place is fucking haunted."
That is creepy.
Poltergeist
Oh my
business,
God.
baby.
That is pretty
Yes.
creepy.
My mother would be she was a single mom. So she will try to placate us and be like, "No, there's nothing there. It's your imagination." Our radio will turn on out of the blue to heavy metal to the highest volume. And we used to have those old stereos like from the 90s. Like I said, we grew up poor, so we couldn't have anything that was more upscale. So you know that those old radios had that knob that you physically had to twist up for the
Yep.
volume.
Those very
My
old
mom always
radios.
had it at 25 or at 30 the most. It would go all the way to 100. The house would shake
Oh my
and it was
God.
sudden, like it was off. Our TV will go on and off. The lights would go on and off. Let me know if you guys want me to stop because I
Well, that's
have.
all very normal. Very normal. Very not normal.
Normal, not
Yeah.
normal.
Not normal.
Normal, not normal. So we lived in a kind of like a wooded area. Behind our house, there was a train station. Not a train station, train tracks. So
Mm.
there was this really foul smell in my house. And my mom would say, "Oh, it's a skunk. It's probably a skunk." And the only way I can say it smelled like was like rotten barbecue.
No.
And we had an infestation of cockroaches and flies.
Oh my
And
God.
one day I had a dog named Rocky, who was a beautiful pit bull. I love him. And
Yo,
R.I.P. to
Adrian.
him.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
TJ.
That's
By the
how
way-
you know that I'm an old soul. Rocky. That's one of my
By the way,
favorite movies.
one question for you. Avril has a question. How old was the house?
It was it was made in the 1900s.
Okay, so
It was I
okay.
believe it was built in the
Early
1900s.
90s.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way,
Yeah.
Benny Blanco from Boston, he has a story. So if you girls, we can let him up, and at some point we can get him in there with his story if you want to let him
Yes.
up.
I'll
okay.
go quick. So
Okay, no, you're
again,
good. No, don't go. This is your show.
it's I'm the oldest of 5. All right. So as the oldest sister, I'm always there to protect my younger siblings.
Mhm.
And again, like I was saying, the house would reek, and it was like a moving smell. Like one moment it could be in the bathroom, the other moment it was in the kitchen or upstairs in our bedroom. And my mom would always say it was a skunk. So one day, we let our dog outside, Rocky, on a long leash, and he actually got skunked. And that's when we noticed that the smell from the skunking wasn't what we were smelling in our home.
What were you smelling in your house?
Because a lot of haunted houses, there's this odor like Amityville Horror. That's
Yeah.
what she's getting
It
at.
smells like the closest thing that me and my brothers, when we were younger. Now I can probably say maybe that's what a rotting, burning corpse would smell.
Oh,
We used to say it smelled like rotten barbecue, like rotten barbecue ribs.
right. Okay. Yeah.
And it's totally different from a skunk, that's for sure. So, anyways, many
your
years
sister's
passed.
here,
Totally
Ruthie.
different from a skunk.
Your sister's here, Lisha.
Oh, that's my sister.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, that's so
But
sweet.
Hi, Lisha.
she's my sister, but she is from my dad's side. I don't believe in saying half siblings,
No.
but she's from my dad's side. She didn't experience this, thank God.
Okay.
But yeah, I've talked to her about this. Yeah, I told her a lot about this place, this house. So I'm gonna keep it short. Because again, I have a whole list. So
Well, we'll come back around on the next go.
Yeah.
So you can tell the next one. Finish this one up though. Yeah.
All right. So years passed, and again, like I always said, my mom would say, "Oh, it's your imagination. It's not true." She would tell us to pray. She would tell us that it's, again, we're little kids and we're seeing this, and again, it's 5 of us, so we all are witnessing it with someone else. We're not crazy. Years passed. My mom came clean, and she said, "Yes, that house was haunted." I would fall to my knees and I would pray. I would take out a Bible. I remember church people came to my house one time and they prayed, and it went away for a bit, but then it came back worse. My mom said that she would close all the counter doors and the drawers because she's very meticulous. She will walk back into the kitchen. Everything is open, including the refrigerator and the fridge. She will put something down like on the cutting board, put down the knife, turns around, and the knife wouldn't be there. It'll be somewhere random, like the bathroom, in the toilet, in the backyard.
In the
Totally normal. Yeah.
It's so normal. So normal. So yeah, she came clean about that. And the last thing I'm gonna say about this is that's why I always believe everything my children tell me. When we're young, we see things that are there, and our parents want to act like it's not there and it's our imagination, when in reality, our eyes are open to see what animals also see because we have that innocent mind.
I think I'm pretty comfortable in saying that Ruthie, in the recent past, is one of the most open-minded, interesting people that I've met, with perspectives on a variety of the unexplained, plus true crime. So I can't. I've told you this privately. I'll say it publicly. What an honor it is to have you be part of CAB. So thank you for that, Ruthie Robles.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Once again, Tim and Lulubelle have bestowed upon us a very, very generous super chat, and they've done this many, many times. And yeah, I had a conversation with Bia about them this week. We were talking about them and Tim's career and so forth, and what kind, generous people you are. So thank you, love you, and hope that get to see you in Massachusetts when we have our little private dinner there with some of our friends from Massachusetts. So thank you very much. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
There we go.
Amen.
Amen.
There we go. And Avril, hey Avril, I love supporting DJ and Bia with my monthly membership. It's very affordable. Yes, we are very affordable. It's 99 cents a month. Believe it or not, I can even afford it. So
DJ.
Thank you very much. Let's go on to Sara in shock and horror, and basically you're responding to Julie's query.
Yes. So I am very vanilla compared to everybody who has gone so far, which I will happily not complain about.
Not looking for hauntings in your place, in your house.
Nah,
you're good. Okay.
Nah, I'm good.
All
I
right.
did light as a feather, stiff as a board when I was like 13 with my friends in a field. I'm good. No, but on some real talk. So I have had just a couple of experiences that were memorable, more with energy than anything else. And I don't know if it was me or if it was actual energy. But when I was younger, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11, I had a friend who lived in Milton in a house that was very old. And, she had told me some stories that, when we're that young, who knows if it was true or not. But I always felt a weird energy in one of the rooms where they had like this big wide room that almost could look like a ballroom, quite honestly. And it just like nobody ever really went in there, but there was like a jukebox in there. And I don't know, we would hang out in there sometimes, and it always just kind of creeped me out. And then the only other time that I really felt like a real energy shift was I went to a true crime museum in Savannah, Georgia, a couple years ago. I forget the name of it. I'll have to find it and send it to you guys. And they had some, not all, but some artifacts from Ed and Lorraine Warren that their daughter had donated.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
it wasn't Annabelle or anything, because all of that stuff tours so that the daughter and the estate can make money off of it. So it wasn't anything that you all would have seen in the box office, but it was like some other photos and some other cases that they had worked on, and just like some trinkets that they had behind closed doors. And when I was walking through the room, because I'm obsessed with like demonic paranormal, which probably isn't good, but I definitely felt like a weird energy shift there. So I'm sorry for everybody in the chat that my answer is very boring.
No.
But I have been lucky enough that my experiences with paranormal have been self-induced from watching movies and documentaries, and thankfully not from life experience. So
Exactly.
this is where I like to listen. But yeah,
Just the way I like it.
exactly. I'm totally fine to be boring on that. So that's my answer there.
Yeah.
You know, and in fairness, we've interviewed some paranormal investigators on the show. In fact, when we interviewed She Squatchers, and they were a group of female Bigfoot investigators from like Minnesota, and they had, I think, a paranormal investigator come out with them, and she was absolutely terrified in the woods. By the same token, there are some Bigfoot investigators. If you put them in a haunted house, they're going to be running out like crazy. So it's really interesting how there are different things that scare different people. So, you know, some people are in the house with the spirit box. Yeah, this is awesome. Stuff's flying off the walls. They're smelling like hell. And like, no, good, man. We're good.
I don't mess with that, DJ, only because, and this would probably be a whole separate topic, but I was raised in a religious household. I don't practice anymore, but I do still believe that if people open themselves up to that too much, that it really can have consequences that are not intended or positive. So I don't mess with that stuff anymore. Like I study it because I like to have an understanding of it, and you know, a healthy enough respect for it to keep me away from doing stuff like that. But I don't mess with like Ouija boards or any type of stuff, because I just don't want to open myself up to anything that I do believe could possibly happen as a result.
Hi,
no
Rose.
seances at Sarah's house. Okay.
I totally get that.
Absolutely not.
I totally get that.
Yeah, get in there, please.
I was raised the same way. And I've never had anything to do with Ouija boards or anything. I never beckoned anything. It just happens, you know?
Right.
And sometimes you don't have a choice in the matter. But I don't believe in beckoning the stuff to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a podcast.
Because I was raised very religious too.
Jules, there's a podcast.
I'm sorry, can I jump in?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
My family also, we grew up very, very, very religious, Puerto Rican, Pentecostal. I don't know if Akashi, you know what Pentecostal, how we are. So the whole, so we were very religious. We didn't look for this stuff neither. But again, that's how my mom grew up. I grew up, but at the same time, I grew up in a conspiracy household.
No, and I think that a lot of times when it happens to people, they weren't looking for it. I just brought it up from the perspective of like, because it's never happened to me, I'm very grateful for that. And then in addition to, I'm not gonna, FAFO, you know what I mean? So I wasn't in any fashion trying to insinuate that anybody who has those experiences brought it upon themselves. I guess I was making two separate statements in kind of a poor way.
I just wanted to say I grew up like that too, and crazy stuff happens every day.
I wanted to add to the point that Sara made, because there's a podcast called The Exorcist Files. And the subject of that is the work of Dr. Carlos Martins. And Dr. Carlos Martins, the priest, Catholic priest, is the head exorcist in the United States for the Catholic Church on behalf of the Vatican. And some of the stories they talk about is that, yes, you can open yourself up, and that's how demons can inhabit a person, and how he has had to go and then exercise that or excise that, if you will.
It's a great podcast.
Yes.
DJs,
so you heard it? Okay. Yep. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Scary.
My thing, DJ, is that maybe they just don't want to attach themselves to me.
And
you're marked safe, Sara.
To me, it's my cologne. If they don't like, I'm kind of like spritzing. But
they're like, we don't want anything to do with this crazy bitch. We're just leaving her alone.
I'm making a note, Sara.
Hey, let me see if I can get the thumbs to work, or maybe we could do this for Benny Blanco of the Bronx. Let's see if it'll work.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's not working. Okay. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
What's it supposed to do?
Well, it should be shooting rays everywhere. Let me try.
Like
You
raise
did
out of your
raise.
hand?
You did lasers a minute ago. There that is.
There we go. Benny
Oh my
Blanco, thank
God.
you very much for gifting 5 cab memberships, brother. Appreciate it. Very, very nice of you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And let's go back to the ladies. Or actually, does Bia and Akashi want to get in with any commentary based on what you've heard thus far?
Sure. So my experience, so picture this. I arrived at my brother's wake. I walk into the funeral home and I instantly feel like he's so angry that he's in that situation and we're watching him. Out of nowhere, it starts to rain, thunder, and my car alarm, but everybody, all my family was inside the place with me, starts going off, and it's like thunder, and then my alarm's going boom, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, it was just so, the way it just happened.
That's
And
crazy.
I'm like, he's just so angry. I could just feel his presence and his anger. And then my car alarm's going off, and I'm like, oh my God, shut my car alarm. And like, so I don't know if like it was the thunder, the heavy rains, but it just wasn't a coincidence. Like, my car alarm has never gone off without anybody, like, you know what I mean? Like, just parked. So that was my first experience. And then after that, so quick little funny story. He one time tried to purchase this grill for my car, and it didn't work out. It didn't fit. And it was a gift that he bought me, and it ended up not working out. After that day, for months and months and months, I would see Toyota RAV4s with the grill in the front. And I'm like something that I had never noticed before. I would just be driving randomly down the road, and there I would see the Toyota RAV4 with the grill in the front that he was supposed to purchase for me. So anyways, that's my experience.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Bia, I'm gonna get you that RAV4 grill for Christmas this year. We're gonna.
Well,
we're
you're gonna have to
handle it,
get
man.
me.
I'm just kidding. Akashi, Chris, talk to us, homegirl. We haven't heard enough from you.
Sure. So I love listening to these ladies and sharing their stories because I'm Ruthie, and I can relate in that I was raised very Catholic, going to church every single weekend. The idea of, of paranormal isn't necessarily like welcome, right? It's like heresy. But my story is more, I've experienced things like, when I was little, I had sleep paralysis and I would see the spider people. I mean, all the time, these huge spiders, and I would like call my mom and my dad, but, it all seemed normal, right? Because it was like it was just nightmares. But for me, it was more like later in life, after dad passed away, I found out that my dad was I started to become really like into oracle cards and all this stuff. I had no idea that that's what he was into because he never told me, because my mom was so Catholic and my dad was very spiritual. And I didn't find out about this until after he passed, that I have an entire family that are into Reiki, pendulums. He did pendulums all the time. He did the oracle cards. He did, and he would go to places when I was little, like, to psychics and all kinds of stuff. But it was like a side life. He had NDEs. So he had gone through the whole thing. He saw his body, during an accident. He saw his body from outside, and he totally believed in it. But the weird thing is that people hide things from you, but later on it comes out anyway. It's like after he passed, I started becoming obsessed with these things and I didn't know where it was coming from. And I totally think it's him. So, but
influencing you from, wow.
And that's my only explanation for it, because now I'm into things. I'm a totally different person than I was.
How you grew up. Yeah.
I was at the very high level skim surface of life. And now every single morning I wonder, what is life? The reality, what is reality? I question every single thing. And that is something that my dad brought to the picture. And I think he hid it from me because he respected my mom. and they were divorced, and they had that whole thing. So Ruthie, eran pentecostales. I'm losing my accent.
Yes.
But I totally understand that, thinking
Yes.
about and talking about stuff like Bigfoot. Can you imagine? But at the same time, Puerto Rico is so open.
Oh.
Puerto Rico is an island that's so, in Cuba, we have a lot of Latin countries. We're so open to strange experiences, aren't we? So.
And this is something, I'm glad you said that, Akashi, because we're looking to do a Latina roundtable with Boston Bia,
Wepa.
Ruthie Robles.
And
and we're going to try to get my colleague who's a Mexicana named Luz Castillo. So
and DJ will be backstage punished. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to be on it. I mean, if Benny comes up, I might let him jump in there with you guys. But I won't be part of it. That's correct. I'll be backstage as the producer. So, but that'll be interesting. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
There's
please,
no
ahead,
hand up.
No, I know.
No,
it's
like
not like Teams or Zoom. Yeah.
Sorry.
I know, right?
I just wanted to say, just touching on what you said about these things that you find out after the fact, family, like oral history and things that you didn't know, and then you find out later, and it really makes your sort of lens of how you see those events different. And sometimes it's such a shame that people who, family members who had gifts or experiences, and you're just like, this whole time, no one said anything. Like, that would have been great to know. Thank you. So, it's one of those things where I can see why people don't say anything, but at the same time, if we're more open to things, it could really help the rest.
Well, you got to learn from these experiences, right? That the next time you won't hold back. That maybe I will be open with somebody and not hide those things, because I regret not being able to talk to him about it. I thought I didn't understand. He would tell me he was going to these churches. I thought he was a Scientologist. I had no idea what my dad was doing, because he was in Puerto Rico and I was in Texas, right? So I would talk to him on the phone. My sisters knew. I met my sister for first time in years, right? She was into Reiki and she goes, give me your hand. And we held hands. Dude, I felt like fire, like a magnet. I actually recoiled from it. And she goes, yep. I'm like, what the heck was that? And they were like, oh yeah, we all do Reiki. And I'm like, news to me.
You're like, thanks. That would have been
for
great
telling me. That might have been important years ago.
That helped.
Can I add to that?
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, my mom's side of the family, very Pentecostal. My stepfather, very not religious, very hippie, very conspiracy theory. That's how I grew up. My father's side of the family, we have a lot of Taino in our blood, and the whole, oh God, I'm just gonna put it out there that Santeria stuff runs in my dad's side of the family. My mom always kind of had that feeling about my bloodline, which is so weird to talk about it now, but I think that's why she brought so much of the Pentecostal to my home. And sometimes it's like sometimes it's not about practicing. Sometimes it's in your blood type of thing. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Totally
like you
makes
can't.
sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always felt I was kind of always a little different from my other siblings when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
I was going to mention real quick, DJ.
Yeah.
So I think when we were talking about, parents, I think we try to protect our children. And like I had my daughter, she was about 9 years old, and she told me that she woke up in the middle of the night and there was somebody standing over her. And when she tells me this, I'm like, oh, it was just a dream. She's like, no, Mom, it wasn't a dream. And that coincided when my mom's sister had passed away that same Friday. And the date, it was significant. And I remember saying to her, no, like in years till this day, she still remembers it. And I try to brush it off like, oh, it was nothing, because I think you try that, like, you don't want them to be scared. You don't want them to be scared of their home or feel that their safety is in jeopardy. And all these thoughts ran through my head. And my biggest fear was for her to be like afraid to go to sleep at night because she thinks that this was real. So by me playing it off, I was kind of just saying, oh, it was just a dream. And she's like, she insisted that it was not a dream.
I love it. The Canadians have turned out for Law Wifey tonight. Just saying. Rocket Chick is here. Vic is here.
As a parent, Bia, you know, in the moment, we just do what we think is the best thing. Yeah. Right? Like they don't come with manuals.
Right.
And so, but you can always go back and talk about those things, right? So making your child feel safe is not something nobody should ever feel like, oh, did I do the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? No, you did absolutely the right thing. You had your child's safety as your number one priority, right? So it's a really tough thing when you're trying to like, do I validate or not, especially when it's the middle of the night. So that's a tough one.
I feel another Mom's Roundtable coming on here, Bia. All of a sudden we turned it into the Mom's Roundtable.
Sorry.
All right, no, it's okay.
No, it's true. I mean, Bia, that's a great point. We automatically protect. It's nothing. Yeah. The first thing we say, oh, it was nothing. It was nothing. We always say it's nothing. It was still, no, you're okay.
You don't want your child to be afraid. You don't.
Right.
Especially in their own room. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
My parents were like, yeah, it's a ghost. I hope you're okay. We're going out. We'll see you at about 8:30. So
Anyway. I mean,
best of luck to you.
Well, they exposed us to very inappropriate things as Gen Xers.
We were exposed to a lot more, man, than what, hopefully kids are. I guess in a different way, because they have the internet, so they can surf and see things that we couldn't. But a lot of things happened around us that, wouldn't probably happen in person. But anyway, Dennis Sweeney's here. We always got to recognize Dennis Sweeney, the legend.
Hi, handsome.
Hi, Dennis. Dennis is just, one of the absolute monsters of the Massachusetts justice movement, and somebody who has helped Karen Reed from a support standpoint.
He was just at court today. He just came from court, probably went to dinner, and that's why he's, showing his love now.
Yeah, Dennis, you let us know what you had for dinner. We'd like to know what it was. I'm hoping that it include a burger and cheese, but if not, that's okay. Oh, look who we haven't seen in so long. Massachusetts' own.
Oh, hi,
Amy's Positive Pathways. Who this woman, just to let you know, to inspire you ladies, Amy, I'm trying to remember what she was doing. She basically put herself through school, I want to say as a single mom, through to her master's degree to become a behavioral therapist. She had a long time dream and went all the way through bachelor's and master's and did it. And now she's, married and got a husband and children, and she's doing great. She has a daughter that I hope goes to Dean College, Amy, but it's okay. No pressure.
Ooh, congratulations. Yes, girl power.
She's done an amazing job, Amy's Positive Pathways. We got to meet her in person. That's how we found this out. So she could tell you what a jerk I am in person. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
okay, so just kidding. Tough crowd. All right. I need the laugh track. See, if I could get you to run this for me, Bia, you could do the...
Oh, my goodness.
All right. I have that one. Do I have that? Let me have I thought I had it. Okay. If not, I'll download that one. It's time for Law Wifey to present her topic.
Julie didn't answer though, did she?
No, it was her
topic.
She
did. It was her topic, and she did it.
It's taken that long.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
This is usually what I get here. That's usually for me. All right. So anyway, go ahead and take it. And thank you for the gifts again. Welcome back. Lisa Oaks is here too. Bia.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
And thank you once again for 10 memberships. Sara, really appreciate it. Please take it away, Law Wifey.
Okay, hi, thank you. So my topic.
Jazz hands.
Okay, so my topic today, I will try to articulate. So
we're starting off with a bang. I love it.
This is awesome. Fantastic. So something that I've experienced, I guess, over like the last 20 years is, well, maybe longer than that, but something that I've noticed is sort of a perception of different energies, both from people and from environments. And I thought that that was something everybody experienced. You know, there's intuition, there's vibes and things like that. But when I started paying more attention to it, it seemed a little bit different. And so I will just sort of explain what I experienced. And it's sort of like an ongoing project per se that I'm working on. But there's an area where I live that when I go to when I drive to the certain area of the province I live in, I immediately feel a very intense sense of dread and like, get out, don't stay here. And it lasts, I would say it's quite a large area. And I've sort of tested it out a few times, and it's really odd. Anyways, that's all to say that the whole time that I'm in this area, it's fight or flight, and just this not great feeling. Whereas most people are like, wow, this is the most beautiful place.
Yes.
There's tourists that come on buses, and Europeans come and they flock to it, and they think it's like the best thing ever. And I'm just like, get me the hell out of here. So it kind of makes you feel like, oh, what's wrong with me that I don't love, this fantastic area. And so what I've noticed, what sort of made me take pause is a couple of years ago, I was in Oregon with my family, and we were crossing a bridge, and one of my family members was like, hey guys, look, this is where the Columbia River empties out into the Pacific Ocean. And before that person said that, I was like, I don't want to go over this bridge. This does not feel good. This does not, it was that same feeling of, holy, you know what, like, get me out of here. And so I was like, I'm sorry, did you say the Columbia River? They're like, yeah, this is where the Columbia River. And so what I've been searching through is that that's the same river that flows through the area in British Columbia, where I feel that same super intense feeling of dread. So I've been, if you look through the path of this particular river and through Oregon and Washington, there's a lot of high strangeness associated with this. Like there's Mount Hood.
Beautiful landscapes she's talking about.
Well,
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but like freaky, like places that my nervous system does not like. And there's a lot of people. So if you do, some researching along that, there's people who, Mount Hood, there's a lot of things. There's places in Washington all along it. And it seems like that it's sort of the commonality, or the common thing is this river. So anyways, that has been an interesting thing. And then, so what I was trying to figure out, if it was the environment or if it was something myself, because I can go to similar environments like forested areas where I don't feel that. And actually, I feel like an opposite reaction where I'm actually drawn to those things. So it's not forests, it's not trees, it's not waters, it's not ocean. It just seems to be like very specific
Places.
And so I have a really great friend who's been helping me do some research. She's been in this space for a lot longer than I have. So it's interesting. It's like a work in progress. But I'm just still trying to figure out if it's me or if it's the environment. And that's still a question mark.
This question will go first to someone with 2 R initials in her name, but this time we're going to let Akashi say. Go ahead, Akashi.
Ruthie Robles.
You guys can keep trading off on this. Go ahead, Ruthie.
It's your turn, Ruthie.
Okay.
So
My
you're answering
turn.
her question. Yeah.
So you said there was like a little river or stream.
Oh, it's a very big, powerful river. It's called the Columbia
Okay,
River.
so
Yeah.
So just remember that again, I'm doing quotations, you guys cannot see this. Conspiracy theories. In a conspiracy theory, rivers are known to transport energies. So have you ever checked the background of that area?
Oh, yeah.
See if Native Americans maybe lived there, or if there was a tragedy close to it, because water sources tend to be able to move things around. And when you feel that energy, because I know what you mean, you get that little goosebumps like, whoa, I don't want to be here. Something is making me feel uncomfortable. There's always a reason. So maybe look around that area and see if there was a mass murder, if there was an Indian burial ground. There has to be something that is stopping you, and you're feeling it because that's your intuition.
Right. Yeah, the Pacific Northwest, if anyone knows, they know. Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, there's a profound amount of high strangeness and serial killers.
Missing persons, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah, that whole water energy things, I've got a huge
It's even in books.
Yeah, I've got
even
a
in books.
list of books. So it's really a work in progress, but I could ramble for days on this topic because there's just so many different things. Yeah.
Yes, don't ignore that feeling, because your intuition is telling you that there's something there, something happened, and you're feeling it.
There's something, I don't know. Sorry, everybody's. There's something called an Oz effect. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that.
No, it was a good show on HBO.
I haven't.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
DJ.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
I have.
Okay, go ahead. Someone who was talking about the Oz effect. Go ahead. Is that Jono?
No, that was Jules.
Oh,
That was
Jules. Go ahead,
So
Jules.
if she knows more,
Oh, I was just agreeing. I've heard about it. I've heard about the Oz effect.
Okay.
So you go ahead, Law Wifey.
And you
So
didn't.
it's something.
It has nothing to do with Ozzy Osbourne. Is that correct?
No.
I
I don't know who coined it. No, and I don't know who coined it, but so it's.
Did you ever check if there was a ley line?
That's something it's like on my list of things to do. Ruthie, I'll have to send you a list of all the books.
Yes,
and I have
please
like
do.
27 pages of research that my wonderful friend.
But again, whatever you feel in that gut feeling, always go with that, because that intuition is telling you something. Maybe something is trying to connect to you and tell you a story, or it wants you to know what happened there. I know I'm a weirdo. Proud.
No,
you're not.
No.
You're among friends.
No.
We're all weird here. That's why we're here together.
So the Oz effect, you could Google it, but it's basically something that people experience different areas, often in forested areas, where the forest will fall silent and an overwhelming sense of fight or flight. dread from no real visible cause. So that spoke to me because it's just this very, overwhelming sense of danger. You're in danger. Please leave.
Can I get in there, Jonna? Because I
Okay.
do have an opinion on this one. I mean, because obviously there's a lot of Bigfooters that work up in that area. There's a ton of research.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Not to mention the missing 411. There's a lot of cases, Western states. There's a lot of Oregon, Washington, and then basically, if you go north from those two states, you end up where John is talking about. That's
Yes.
up where that is. Okay, so
Yes.
I think obviously there is a very, very strong Native American presence there. There could be. I mean, like they talk about the curse of the Skinwalker. Who knows? There could be something similar on those lands that's not been preserved in lore or proliferated the way it is with the Ute tribe. With the Ute tribe, there's some very, very specific threats that they made against other invading tribes that cursed that land, that would push them off. And it's quite possible that that is part of it. Bigfoot could be part of it, because Jim Myers has told us on the show, Boston B has been there for some of those where he said we would be headed down a trail. So now he's leading a team of paying customers that have paid well in excess of $1,000 to go on a couple of day hike with Jim, and camp with him, and said, you know what, stop right here. And everyone, do you feel it? Everyone's like, I feel it. It's heavy. It feels heavy. And we're turning around and we're going back. Like, we're not going. I haven't heard that from one researcher. I've heard that from dozens of researchers. So I believe what you're experiencing. I can't say the cause. I can't say that it's Bigfoot's, but you may have a sensitivity. It could be spirits that exist, that remain on that land. And some people are not perceptive enough to perceive that energy, getting to what Ruthie said. And you do perceive that energy. And now let's go to Law Wifey, because we don't want to completely hijack their round.
No, it's okay. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Let's go to Sara, because Sarah's going to respond to your topic now.
Well, again, I don't have direct experience kind of what you're talking about, Law Wifey. I do want to research that, though, because I find it really fascinating, especially with water energies. I think mine isn't so much a get out, or this is dangerous or unsafe. The heaviest energy that I have ever felt in my life was back in 2004, when I went to the USS Arizona Memorial for the first time. And that certainly was not a get out, you're unsafe feeling, but this is the closest I can kind of tie into your topic or question, because the heaviness and the gravity of what I felt there, I will never forget it. And it can never be properly described, and no two people are going to experience it the same way. And even when I went back there in 2013, and I went there a second time, it was a different kind of sorrow and energy that I felt. So I wish that I could relate in more of the manner of what you're talking about. But as far as any visceral reaction to a location, for me, it was the Arizona Memorial, and I don't know that anything will ever come close to touching the emotions that just radiated out of my body for days. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now, even thinking about how I felt, and that was 22 years ago.
Right.
So it doesn't directly correlate, and I apologize, but that's the closest comparison that I have.
That's and for those who aren't familiar, that's in Pearl Harbor. There was a lot of people that died that day. I want to say it was 1,100. I could be wrong.
A little over that, yeah.
Yeah. So there were people still aboard those ships. Some people were on shore leave. Some were had ship duty. So yeah, I could totally understand that. To contrast with you, I went to Normandy the beaches in Normandy. Obviously, you guys know how many people were killed June 6th of 1944. I didn't feel it. I was trying to feel it. I was more imagining, but I couldn't feel it. So that comes to, I might not be as perceptive as Law Wifey is, or that you are,
Right.
Sara. But anyway, let's take that question to the Jewel of Indiana.
Hello.
Hi, Jules.
Okay. The thing that I can most relate to with that was I went on a trip to the Keys with my first husband way back in the early 1990s, and wasn't into ghosts or anything really other than my own experiences. I hadn't researched a whole bunch of it. I'd read some books, but I wasn't like in any communities, to find out a whole bunch of stuff. And we went to see Hemingway's house because, five-toed cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go see Hemingway's house. And then we went, and that was fine, having a good time. And then we decided to go to Sloppy Joe's, the bar that Hemingway always drank at when it was called Sloppy Joe's. I don't know what it's called now.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we got there and started walking in, I am like, oh, hell no. And it just felt like something evil was watching me. And I told my first husband, I'm like, I can't go in there. And he's like, what? We came here to go in there. I'm like, I seriously cannot go in there. I don't know why, but I can't go in there. And I would really like to leave this island.
Oh my gosh.
And he was thoroughly upset. He was thoroughly upset with me. But he went in and he looked around and he came back out, and then we left, and I didn't feel better until we left. And then later in life, I found out that there's like a hanging tree in there and that it's supposed to be thoroughly haunted and all sorts of stuff. But I didn't know it at the time. I just knew that something felt evil and I was not going in that place. And so believe in what you feel,
Right.
Julie, can I ask you a follow-up question on that? So did you get that sensation anywhere else in the Keys, or was it once you just got in that particular vicinity that you started being like, this is wrong, get me out of here?
Yeah, I had it nowhere else in the Keys. I had a really good time in the Keys until we went there. And I had a good time after we left Key West after that. But and I also found out that Key West was like for Island of Bones or something. It was named Kea Hueso or something because all the Native Americans, it was covered in bones when the white man found it. And I'm like, well, who knows all about that stuff? I knew that I got the worst feeling that I've ever gotten in my life, even since then, and had to leave.
Wow.
So I believe in trusting those feelings.
Yeah.
That's
incredible.
This is great. And I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of good stuff in the chat. I want to get some of you to react to. And then on this next go around, we'll get Akashi and Bia in there and I'll shut up. Okay. So Vic, your fellow Canadian, says, the haunted house I lived in, my son, who was almost 3 at the time, used to talk to a woman in a room by himself. Mary Doucette, I guess is what he called her. Nobody knew anyone by that name. It was so wild. I bet if you check the town or provincial records, you'll find out that person existed. So that's a good one right there. Dit dot, is it Dit dot 55? Who is
it's Dorothy?
It's Dorothy. Hello, Dorothy. How are you, love? She's a mod for, that is the host. What you're seeing up in the right hand corner, that is the host of Mind Forked, along with Sati, and Dorothy is a mod for her. So please, everybody, go and subscribe to Mind Forked.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I know it's what you think. Yes, on YouTube.
Sorry.
Be careful how you say it.
In the best way.
In the best way. Akashi is one of the most interesting, creative people. She does have a little wildness to her artwork. And then you see Kevin and you're like, oh, well, maybe she's not that wild after all.
So vanilla. I'm totally vanilla next to Kevin Flarius. I'm like, you go.
They're awesome. So my friends and I went to a Halloween party at a house. We split up, agreeing to meet outside in 1 hour. We met outside, but we all felt like the house was pushing us out of there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've had that too in a house, couple houses.
There's a great podcast, guys, about a house. I want to say it's Brownsville, Pennsylvania. This is one of the scariest haunted house stories. This guy was actually a local politician who owned the house with his and had his kids there. It was terrifying the way they got pushed out of that house. They ended up seeing items from the house that were hidden that went into the wall. That when they cut open the wall, they were inside the wall. Okay. It will freak you out, man. And we did, those of you cabbies who have been around a while, and I mean you cabbie fans, we had on the hosts from Dockside Media who did a whole story on haunted, I think it's called Brownsville in Pennsylvania. The whole town, there's haunted houses there. It's freaky. I think it's, I'll have to go back and get the name of it. I don't know if you watched that one, Sara. But it was a scary documentary. But
yes.
You do remember those guys?
Yep. Because I think you and I were having one of our weekend conversations
about them.
Yep.
They were cool guys.
Yeah.
We had the two filmmakers that were on, self-made guys, great guys that do paranormal films. But this podcast is significantly scarier than their movie was. That's how scary it was.
Ooh,
seriously.
Yes, I know.
So we got a couple more. Natalie wanted to say that talking about getting to what Law Wifey experienced, the forest in Japan where people go to commit seppuku or harikari and people die. It's a lot of bad energy there for very obvious reasons.
That story freaks me out. That story freaks me out.
It does, man. Because like, how would people pick up a geographic location? Curious George 7515 says witnesses often feel as though they have been momentarily stepped out of the everyday world and placed into a fairy tale or a parallel version of it, much like Dorothy dropping into the land of Oz. Man, we've heard those before on Legacy Cab, haven't we, Chris? Some very interesting stories. I want to direct everybody again to Jesse Michaels because he had on a guest this week, and I'll get it up on screen for you before the end of the episode. But essentially, it was a gifted child program. So, beware. Gifted child program where children were taken in, education paid for. And I'm going to tell you what they ended up training these kids to do was to direct UFO craft, to physically fly them with their consciousness. So this is something that we've been hearing. God. Chris, we've been hearing this for years. It turns out it's true. It's true. Eisenhower met with beings from another planet. Oh, well, I don't believe that. It's true. At Holloman, the craft landed, beings came out and met with officials there. It's true. We heard that was BS. It's true. So yeah, don't, like, a lot of the stuff that we heard, we heard it and we're like, I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, think again. So, okay, we can get back to the round table. Those are all the questions that I starred. Please let me know, shout me out, and we'll get your question started so we can get a reaction. And the next person up is, let's see, I believe is it Ruthie? No. So Jules went. Is it you, Sara, or we're good and now it's kind of like open conversation? What are we looking at here?
I don't know if Ruthie went yet. I know I haven't gone, but mine, I think, is the only one that's not paranormal related. So I'm happy to go last.
Okay. Ruthie Robles, I believe you might have something to tell us.
I mean, it was about the haunted house.
Oh, so you already went.
So she went first. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like I feel like I want to say something to Law Wifey because, like, I'm sitting here just waiting to give her advice. I say follow your intuition, and if something is giving you a bad feeling, don't go there. Go to the places that bring you joy, that you're happy to be around. And I get the wanting to understand the whys, and then finding out that it's the same river when you were visiting somewhere else. Like, that's crazy. But definitely follow your intuitions. And if something's telling you not to go there and you get bad feelings, just run, don't walk.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a time where I couldn't avoid that certain area, but that time has passed now, thankfully.
Good.
But,
Yes, follow your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I have something to say on
We're blessed.
intuition.
Takashi, go ahead, my friend.
Women are blessed with the intuition. Follow that.
Yeah, and it's intuition is really interesting because now I've been really exploring the whole brain thing, right? And really looking at how our brains protect us. Intuition it's in my opinion, my theory, it's the brain remembering something that we in the subconscious world that we consciously don't remember. So it is not that fluffy or fuzzy. It's actually based on, you really do need to trust yourself at those moments when all of a sudden something makes you so sure of something and you have no idea why, because your brain knows. And it might be energy in the water. It might be the area. And I hate to throw this in there because I know that we're going in all places, but reincarnation, it could be a past life. It could be a memory that you don't have access to, because remember, in the first 5 years of life, that brain is developing, right? The memories are still there. Kids remember their past lives. After 5, once the guardrails of the brain are in place, they can't remember. But guess what? This is where I take my theory to the bookends of life. I think that what we call dementia might be the guards coming down of that brain and starting to thin the veil of memories.
Wow.
It's starting to remember because the brain starts to shut down, right? They see things, and I know dementia exists, but they see things that we don't. They see a world we don't. At the beginning of life, kids remember a world we don't remember. So I think the bookends of life is a release of that brain where it goes, I'm going to let you see stuff that, later on, I'm going to block you for your own protection. Yeah. So that's where I really follow intuition and those things.
That would make sense, because I have the opposite effect, or sort of feeling like I traveled somewhere in the fall where I actually had the opposite effect, where I was certain that I had lived. This is going to sound wild, but I was like a different person when I was visiting that place overseas. And I really it was like a very profound experience, and I haven't really been the same since, if I'm being honest. But
you could tell what country it is.
Oh, I was in London. Yeah, I was in London, England, and I had a very profound feeling that I had been there before, and I was a very confident person in a place that I had never been before. And I haven't been able to not think about that place since I left. And so someone had also suggested, there's like the empath thing, and then there's also like clairsentience, which is like a completely different thing. I don't know. I'm a work in progress, but all I can say is that
we all are, Jeri. We all are. Anybody who says they're not a work in progress is either a liar or they're not trying hard enough.
Right? It's just like being curious and asking questions. Like, why not?
I want to add to that. I remember as a young kid, I had a fixation with Pocahontas. And I remember that in my dreams, I would see me as like living as a Native American. And now thinking about it, maybe it was more of a, from my heritage, maybe it was a Taino. But I always had this thing with like growing food. And I remember seeing like an ocean, and I would look down, my feet were bare and dirty. So I always thought that, maybe it was a reminder or a memory from a past life. Who knows? Maybe I was an Indian. Who knows?
Real
I-
quickly, this is what one of our folks in the chat was alluding to it. There it is, Jesse Michaels. The UFO program hired me at age 12. Jordan Jozak tells all. And then you can see here, he was taught how to use his mind in this way and to consciously connect and fly UFO craft. And he did keep security about, there are things that Jesse asked him that he didn't want to talk about, but fascinating stuff. So not Jesse doesn't endorse the show, but the guy is just fascinating. And he has on guests. He's breaking more stuff right now than anybody, isn't he, Kashi?
Yeah, I think he's on top of it, especially the psionic stuff and all the things that have come out. They look for people with these abilities, right? People wondering, talk about the conspiracy theories is 23andMe, or what are they really doing with that data, and what do they now know about people that might be really gifted? They look for this. The GATE program, they look for people that are special, and high strangeness is not that strange. It's crazy now, right? DJ, we would talk about all this stuff that TikTok, and now it's all true.
It's all
like,
true.
It's like all this stuff is true. It's like, okay, we're, how low is this bingo, not bingo, but the limbo stick gonna get here? Anyway.
Yeah, I know. How low can you go? I mean, we're already on the ground. So J Boogie Fever,
laying on the floor.
you guys are our friend, the great Spaces host J Boogie Fever says, I think forests are scary. So he's all with you there, Johnny. He's like, I'm not going hiking anytime soon.
Yeah.
Did we lose somebody? What did we lose?
Jules
Julie had to drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's getting storms.
Yeah.
I can be your emotional support Canadian there. So.
Yeah. Emotional support Canadian.
I told Natalie
that's a thing. We're going to sell it.
Yeah. Anyone, I'm available.
You're so hilarious, man. You're just like.
Thank you. It's a disorder. No, I'm just kidding.
DJ, can I bring up?
Why do we have
Law
Jana?
Wifey.
It's for pithy commentary like this. pithy, dry comment is great, man.
God.
Thank you so much.
I'm here.
DJ, can I bring up another conspiracy?
Please. Wait, no, it's Bia's turn. Go ahead.
Oh.
Ruthie Robles. Tienes el piso.
Go, Ruthie.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. So when we were talking about feeling weird in forest, you know that I believe that Bigfoots can become invisible like Predator. Maybe that's why you feel uncomfortable in the woods, because maybe something is watching you and you necessarily can't see what it is.
Great.
And
Ruthie just gave me my reason to never exercise. Thank you, Ruthie.
I grew up thinking that. Yes.
Oh, 100%.
That's why it's so hard to actually see a Bigfoot, because they go and they have like this invisibility ability, like Predator. Maybe that's why people feel so uncomfortable walking into a forest, because they have that sense. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's also stone tape theory, right? So I don't know enough about that, but that's also stuff to do with high levels of quartz or limestone in certain mountain ranges and things. So, hello?
You're here, Ruthie Robles.
Okay. Everything went mute for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I just...
I'm done with my little rant.
I don't know enough about it, but then some people will talk about stone tape theory. I can't talk about it from a point of view of much knowledge, but so I think it has something to do with limestone or quartz having some sort of sense of ability to, I don't know, affect environments. But I will say that I can go to certain places that are forested and I have the opposite. And then I feel like this is my happy place. This is where I belong. I feel really comfortable and I love going there. We go twice a year. And but it's a different it's a rainforest, right? So it's not mountains. Well, I guess there's mountains, but it's not the same mountain range. So yeah, it's really hard to explain. It's sort of
It's not hard. It's not hard to explain because the reason everybody's nodding their head is because we understand and we believe you. You're in a space where people are accepting. You're not on with a bunch of people go, hey, how'd the Red Sox do today? What the hell are you talking about over there? That's
my channel's name is Mind Forked.
yeah.
Yeah,
Should
like
tell you something.
This is why
all you need to know.
I would
This is
really,
safe space.
I know, I would really actually love to talk to Kevin about it, because
Oh, we
if
can
you're
arrange that.
if you're talking to Kevin, someone who's a behaviorist, right, they're going to tell you, is it me or is it the environment? So, can I have a functional behavior assessment, please, Kevin? But I would love to talk to Kevin about it.
Oh, please. This could be one of the best moments in CAB history. Right.
I could talk about behaviorism with Kevin forever. I would love it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going to arrange that.
Oh,
we're going to arrange that.
I'm dying to talk to him about it.
Okay.
Yeah, then Anjali will show up.
Yeah. And Anjali be like, hey,
Oh boy,
don't talk to my guy. That's my guy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's having fantasies about Kevin. Yeah.
Poor Anjali. We love you,
when-
Anjali. I'm sure she'll
Kevin
watch
talks,
it
she's like
today.
this. She's doing this stuff.
Dreamweaver. That's
It needs to
Anjali.
look like a
I
3-hour.
believe I can take you through the night. Dreamweaver's playing. Yeah, I gotta ask Anjali via text message, what music is playing when you see Kevin in his black tank top? And
With
long
long
hair.
hair, when he flicks his hair.
Yeah.
But
Anjali's like,
but seriously, poor Law Wifey. It's like, yeah, I think we do need to get Kevin on for this, because I think he would be a great resource, seriously
Yeah.
speaking, because he's got all that experience
Uh-huh.
plus the hair. So
He's
between
got
those two
everything. He's
things,
got
we're
the
good.
little motions on camera. He's just, he's
Oh
so
my gosh.
sexy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the assistant, who was called the assistant of CAB, co-host and host, Boston B, has reminded me that Sara in Shock and Horror has not brought up her topic.
No,
Yeah,
sorry,
you
I didn't want to break up the paranormal. That's why I was waiting.
Oh, you can bring up your topic, mate. Go right
It's a
ahead.
buffet of topics. It
Go
could be
right ahead.
anything.
So I'm supposed to pose it and then answer, right?
No, you're supposed to pose it and they answer.
But if you want to answer, it's okay.
But if you want to answer, it's
You
wait,
can
Shirley
give
said
her
that. Never mind.
answer.
Sarah,
You can answer your own question first.
Yeah, Bea does this all the time.
I will wait. I will wait until the end. So here is my question, and then I'll give my answer at the end.
Okay.
So I'm interested to know from each of you what first interested you that you can remember in true crime. Was it a particular court case? Was it a life experience? Was it a TV show? But what really kind of got you interested in that? And how did it kind of evolve your thought process as you either continued to really stay involved with it, or maybe just decided, no, this isn't really something I'm interested in?
And this question goes to, and if you could say it with the most Latina accent possible, Akashi, the double R.
The question is for Ruthie Robles.
That was sultry, baby.
That was Akashi after dark.
Look out, baby. Go ahead, Ruthie.
let's do it.
Akashi, you need an OnlyFans for that, girl.
Yes.
Akashi
And you can find
secrets.
her at OnlyFans /Akashi Chris.
Rolling the R's.
Yeah.
She's rolling those R's.
Girl, you can make a lot of money. You laugh, but I'm telling you, try it out.
Go ahead.
My husband loves that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ruthie.
Okay, so I'm young. Okay, I was born in 89. So I remember when I first got interested in true crime, I forgot how old I was. I think I was maybe 6 or 7. No, maybe 6. On the news, this is gonna get gruesome. I remember that in the news, I saw something about they found a newborn baby, um, who was burnt and in a bag. And I remember hearing the news, watching the news, and thinking about how someone will be capable of doing such a thing. And I think that's where I started with my interest in true crime. I would watch, I was really young again. I know. I would see documentaries, I guess, about missing people, and things like that. I think that's where it started for me, was just the wondering why and how somebody would do such an act.
That was going to be my follow up. So thank you for that. Was my follow up was going to
And
be the why. Yeah.
and I'm gonna send it to you, DJ, through a messenger or something. But a few years back, that same story, they found who killed that little baby. And there's actually the interview of the mother.
Mhm.
And it left me in shock. Like it passed. I remember that scarred me for years. And it came out that it was the mother of the baby. And there's the whole interview, how the cops found it was her through DNA and everything. So yeah, that was my initial beginnings with true crime.
Great answer. And totally makes sense. There's always that one case. And let's go to Law Wifey, and then we're going to go to Boston Bia and Akashi.
Okay, I'll be quick. I made a flow chart.
Oh my goodness.
I did. Yes,
Share
I had.
screen.
I love
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I have a flow chart because I have to collect my thoughts. Okay, so I was the weird kid who like read books and watched things I wasn't supposed to. So I always was into like weird documentaries. And of course, then there's the unsolved mysteries of the 80s. I started listening to podcasts in 2015, and as a lot of people did. And most of the things that I was focusing on with the podcast was a lot of wrongful convictions and exonerations. That sort of became one of my special interests. And then through, it's like you listen to one podcast and then you sort of like branch out, because that's just sort of, it sort of is like a flow, right? And then through that, I ended up listening to a lot of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls podcasts, so like Connie Walker. And there's also a lot of CBC podcasts about
Missing
people,
murdered
and things like
Indigenous.
that. And then somehow along the way, I don't know which podcast it is, I got knowledge of the Karen Reed and her, struggles. And it was, so fascinating. And again, I can't remember exactly which podcast I was listening to. So of course, it evolves. You get an interest in hearing about how, what happened to this person, and then all of the really wild things associated with that. And then, you go to Twitter and then YouTube, and then there's like the law tubers. And I get asked quite a bit, like, why is a Canadian from the West Coast interested in this space, in this community? And, what maybe people don't realize is that the court system in Canada is very private. So there's no cameras, there's no televised. It's why law tubers like Ian Runkle, he follows like Johnny Depp and the other sort of higher, because even even our higher profile cases here, there's a lot of privacy rules. And even trying to go as a citizen, you can watch them, but you can't report on anything that happens. Even media that's present can't report on anything that happens unless the jury's present. And so that makes for not a whole lot of content, right? And so people like myself who are interested in especially court procedure, which is why I sort of came on to Karen Read Trial 2, is, the procedure of the court and watching the lawyers lawyering and things like that. We don't really get to see that very often. So that's how I ended up here.
I love that.
Yeah, and it just sort of like evolved. But a lot of people ask, like, why is there Canadians interested in Karen Read? It's like, well, it's a fascinating
case. It's
like it's just, you could go on for days, of course. And it's like it's a human story. It's not necessarily something geographical, like, people can only be interested in something that's close to them or not close to them. But
exactly.
So it kind of hit on different things, like especially the wrongful conviction piece that I really sort of deep dived a few sort of well-known cases, which again, I can go on and ramble on forever, but it's that's how I think there's a lot of us who came into that space that way, because we don't get a lot of access here to, that type of content.
Yeah, I mean, and I think what she's alluding to is they don't want to prejudice like jury pools and so forth by basically playing it out in the news, where as we saw happen in Massachusetts, Bia, right? You had people that we had tons of people who, when they told the media, I mean, the DA went and told the media, oh yeah, she ran him over with a car. He did that whole thing where he had basically decided the case up front, didn't care about anything. So how are some of the jurors supposed to think about that? They've already been led to believe, well, these are police. I mean, they must be telling the truth. Well, it turns out every single one of them went up there and lied their ass off, except one. And that was Nicholas Barros, who was not, did not live in the area where it occurred. And he gave honest testimony about what he saw. With that, I believe we're on to, I don't know, are you going to do it this time, Bia? That, by the way, that's OnlyFans.
She already went. It's my turn. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's Bia's turn.
It's my turn. I'm sitting here writing my notes as I'm ready to go. Bia, you give it back to Ruthie, carajo. Dios mío. Niño. Me saca la paciencia. Dios mío.
Habla.
You can find her at OnlyFans/Boston Bia. Go ahead.
Dale, mami. Dale.
Oh my God.
Conchole. Wow. Okay. Anyways, so, Sara, great question, because as you asked that question, I started thinking back to when did I even become interested in true crime? And I kind of realized, and that's why I started taking some notes, is that back in the, 80s, 90s, like milk cartons used to have missing children on them. And you were always afraid of the creepy white van that's who was going to take kids. I remember, if you ever saw a van and you'd be like walking away and then I realized in my early 20s, I was into the unsolved mysteries. And I didn't piece it till today, right now, that that's part of true crime. And I didn't realize that I was watching this all along. And then we had, the big trial was the OJ trial when I was younger. That was huge. That was probably that was a huge trial that got talked about. And, but fast forwarding to the Karen Read trial, her story, I mean, obviously, I'm from Mass, and her story and everything that has come out around it's just every branch off of this one main, January 29th has been incredible. You can't make half of the stuff up because it's been so crazy. If you would see this in the movie, you'd think this is fiction, but this is her life and this is what she's gone through. And obviously my heart goes out to John O'Keefe and his family for that loss, and something that you know, if the proper steps were taken, he should still be here today in a perfect world. But I think I didn't realize my fascination with true crime that I think I've always had. And thank you, Sara, for kind of putting that together for me today. And I no longer like to watch regular TV because one of the biggest lessons I learned how the mainstream media wants to control our thoughts, our views,
Amen.
because they're not coming in giving like the information, giving you this is side A and this is side B. They come in with an opinion that they're trying to push on us. And depending if you're watching 4, 5, or 6 or channel 7, you're going to get a different spin on the same story, depending on what their interests or who they're, you know, getting, you know, ad revenue from. So I feel like I've come into the YouTube space that we literally have been going over this case for the past 2.5 years, and we're still talking about it today like this is brand new news, because every day we are getting news. And this is a safe space that we can go and listen to certain topics that interest us ad nauseum, and I don't get sick of it. I am 4 years into this, and I can still talk about this like it was a brand new story, because it's unbelievable. But thank you. Sorry, I know I went on for a little bit, but
Yeah,
No, I love that.
I love your
DJ's
answer.
ready to pinch me.
No, I love it. I love it because you know, this is a topic that you're passionate about and you should speak about. I do want to let people know we have a little bit less than 15 minutes left. It's going to be 2 hours of fun, and then just before we even get close to the close, you guys have just been fantastic as a roundtable. So we got to do this again. And just to say, would be before that, the reason I got into true crime is because CAB had been covering UFOs, Bigfoot, paranormal for so long, and I wanted to do something where we could affect somebody's life. Someone we could affect some sort of change, someone that was murdered, missing, and that's why I started CAB TCU, and then I found Bia to be my co-host. So, and now we have other cabbies that I think are going to join us with some of these topics, like Akashi and so forth, and Courtney. But that's the reason I started. I don't remember a specific case. It was probably M. William Phelps. I know you know who he is, Sara. He has a fantastic paper
he's
ghost.
great.
He's great. Yeah. And so that's how I got into it. It's not really a long story, but I thought we could help people.
Love it.
Akashi, Chris.
So I'm the new one on the true crime side, because, and I am very interested. I mean, these two, I love how passionate you guys are about this, because it really kind of pulls me in too. But you brought up Unsolved Mysteries. Remember Forensic Files? That was something we grew up with, and we were peppered with Forensic Files, right? And I remember watching Forensic Files ad nauseum, and I was like, I still, when, you know, it's so old now, but I still watch them every once in a while. But I actually, one of the reasons why I don't get as much into true crime, I have to be really careful, is because I smile a lot. I tried doing a show. I've done several episodes. We did a show called Forensic Mystics. So I did YouTube show on true crime. We did Maryland. We did the Lindbergh baby, Dyasov's Path, the hikers that died in that mountain. I can't stop smiling by default, and that is really uncomfortable to do when you're talking about such a sad subject. I mean, the Lindbergh baby, I'm like, ugh, because my default's always to smile, and that's really hard when you're trying to do, you know, true crime subject, because people look at you and you'll think you're laughing, and you're not. It's just, you got to bring it down, because I'm a little bit high energy for true crime. But at the same time, I mean, the stories, the fact that people can do these horrible, horrible things. I mean, it's gone full circle for me with Chaos, because Chaos brought up the whole Manson story and all the other things that are tied to that. So, I mean, it's just, you guys have such passion for it. And I'm just so impressed by you two. And I'm glad to be here. So
Thank you so
And I'll
much.
stop smiling.
No, thank
She was saying a sad story, and you have in the chat at the bottom, and we're laughing, and I'm like, this is so inappropriate.
Kashi, don't worry. If we're ever talking about how a child was murdered on the show and you start smiling, we'll just cut your camera. We'll turn the camera off. Go to
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties on my window. Anyway.
Back
to you guys. Back to you guys. Yeah, by the way, can I say, these girls have done so amazing. They were so worried about it, and they have been awesome. Everybody's had such a great time. I am so proud of you.
Killed it, man. You guys killed it. Sarah and Shock and Horror.
Yeah, so mine, I had to think a little bit about this. I would say the OJ trial was probably the first time that I was really kind of like, oh, this is a thing, because not to age myself and get hate from people, but I was like 9 then. And I remember TVs being brought into the classroom because our teachers were like, what is going on? But flash forward a few years later, and the first trial that I can really remember keeping an eye on as a young teen was Dr. Kevorkian. At that point, I think during his 4th or 5th time that he stood trial. And it's very interesting to me that, you know, looking at it from the lens of a 13-year-old or, 13, 14, and now looking at it as a much older adult, how, my feelings have changed on the matter. But I think that really was the first time that I was really starting to kind of be old enough. And then as I would watch shows like the original Law and Order with the, awesome cast from back in the day and things like that, it really just kind of helped keep me interested and loving to read books about true crime definitely added to that. So it was multifaceted for me, but if you made me pick one particular trial, I would say the Dr. Kevorkian trial was really when my younger brain was just kind of like, oh, how does this work? And is this the right thing? And how do I feel about this? And it just, it clicked my critical thinking, and I just went from there.
That one was very sad. And,
very,
Dr. Kevorkian,
very,
for reasons, because he was, ending people's lives, and there's a little bit of a gray area. And, one thing, I was going to bring up about trials that people don't talk about, maybe Akashi Chris remembers it, was the Oliver North Iran-Contra trial.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God, seeing a lieutenant colonel, a Marine Corps lieutenant colonel in court with this high and tight, it was like crazy. And if you guys don't know what it's about, it had to do with, I believe, taking money from Iran and funding, using it to fund the Sandinista rebels in South America. And who knew what, and when did they know it, and government sanctioned, and it was wild. And I'm not casting any political aspersions on the administration at the time. You could look it up, but if you look up Iran-Contra, there was the video of seeing those guys, Casper Weinberger and all those different officials from the Reagan administration in there, including Ollie North, testifying in front of Congress. It was just wild, man. Wild. So anyway.
Yeah.
Anybody remember Court TV? Court TV was like 24 hours.
Yes.
Court. And I was like, oh yeah, Court TV, they're going to do this case. It was so awesome.
Yep. For sure.
Awesome.
Jeri Spence, remember? He became an absolute, first of all, he was a star lawyer already. So picture Montana lawyer, very kind of, deep voice and sounding kind of scholarly, but folksy, with the buckskin coat, the long white hair, right? And women just went gaga over, if you guys look him up, attorney Jeri Spence. He became an absolute star, along with Mark Garagos. Everybody knows Mark Garagos now, but they were very young back then. Talking about the OJ trial. The OJ, the difference you're going to notice, Massachusetts people here, is the OJ trial under the guidance of Judge Lance Ito was significantly different than what you experienced with Judge Bev. Judge Ito
100%.
was very neutral. He was very unbiased. And unfortunately, the prosecution did not do very well with Marcia Clark and Chris Darden. They brought in Chris Darden for a very specific reason because O.J. Simpson was a black man. And as it turns out, Johnny Cochran was an absolute force. Johnny Cochran could basically retire. He could retire. A junior law partner during that trial was a guy named Carl Douglas. Carl Douglas is ready to retire from all the money he made through Johnny Cochran. I mean, that Barry Scheck, you know, Alan Dershowitz, you know, Johnny Cochran. Who's the other ones that were? F. Lee Bailey, the legend.
Lee Bailey and Kardashian. Robert Kardashian, his
Robert
friend.
did not litigate. He was his friend,
The
but
dad.
he didn't litigate, but he was there. But I don't know if they let him litigate. But you're right. He was there with
part of the team because he was right there when they said not guilty. He was right there. And he had that look of, oh, crap. What did we do? Kardashian was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He did. He totally did.
I remember that day so clearly when that thing went down. The chase, the Bronco chase, it was such a, it's Hollywood. It was Hollywood, you know.
They called Jackson and Yannetti and stuff a dream team.
That was the original dream team.
First of all, I love those guys, but nothing compared to
like the gloves. Do you guys remember seeing that in real time? Watching the gloves.
My God,
when
if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Right? How many times have you used that phrase?
Many
times.
I
age myself, but when you're watching that stuff and it happens like in real time, you're like, holy shit. Sorry. And you don't.
I remember seeing that on the news.
Yeah, it's wild.
If you can go back and can watch some of this on YouTube. But I mean, they brought Mark Furman was a former Marine as a Los Angeles police detective. So they brought F. Lee Bailey was a Marine. So they brought in F. Lee Bailey specifically to interrogate, or should I say, cross-examine Mark Furman, and he just destroyed him. And what we wanted to see, Bia, what we want to see Alan Jackson be able to do, that Judge Bev would not allow them to do in the Karen Reed trial, Lance Ito allowed them to do. And it's like, if you guys aren't strong enough, you're going to lose. And they lost, and they freed a guilty man. But that's the law. I mean, that's what works. You just talked about earlier. What's the discussion we had earlier? We were talking about how lawyers will take on a case. In some cases, they don't think they can win because it's going to bring them money and high profile. So then Bia looks up that Alan Jackson defended Harvey Weinstein.
Wow. Yes.
And he ended up with, three, what was it? What were those charges, Bia? 3 rape charges or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, he was found guilty
of 3 sexual assault charges, and he's went to prison. He died. I don't think he lasted very long, but he prosecuted, on the other hand, Phil Spector, but Phil Spector didn't, his lawyer didn't know if he was going to win or lose. The girl was found dead, and Phil Spector was the only guy in the house, so who else would have killed her? So he knew he wasn't going to win that, but attorneys will take cases of a high profile nature to increase their visibility and their checking account, Sarah.
Oh, of course, that money, the money speaks.
Yep.
So,
but we're all entitled to a defense. I mean, and like the saying goes, you don't know, nobody ever wants to talk to a defense attorney until you need one.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Bia. Yes.
So, just saying, everybody has a job.
And CAB is sending.
Can I say something real quick? I have a memory.
One second, real quick. CAB is going to fund Bia to go to paralegal school, so she can Jackson.
Well, I did want to be an attorney when I was a little kid. By the way,
I'm just saying, Washington State is beautiful.
She's still having haunted about Washington State. Go ahead, Ruthie Robles.
Oh, there we go.
So I was just remembering.
OnlyFans.
I was remembering just now, when you guys were talking about court TV. I remember the earliest memory of a court case that I remember besides OJ, I don't know if it was before or after, was about a man who murdered his wife. And I remember his son was on the stand testifying against his father in the early 90s. I don't remember what case that was, but I remember watching it. I remember it was a boy, he had like a mushroom haircut, he had dark hair, and he had blue eyes.
About what?
And I'm
What was
never
the-
gonna forget about that.
Testified against him for what was the crime?
He killed his wife, but I guess the body was never found, so his son testified against the father.
Wow, that's powerful, man. And there's a recent case in West Virginia. Her name is Natalie something or other. She killed her husband by injecting him with insulin, and the kids were trying to testify for her. And the prosecution, everyone's like, you know, kids, you got to let it go, man. Like, this is like, we're way past whether or not she's guilty, man. You got to just, you know, they got her on fraud because she actually created a shell company, like a Ponzi scheme. And they got her on that first, and then they came back and got her on the murder. And her daughters were trying to like, oh, my mom would never. It's like, you got to give it a rest, man. I mean, she went and got insulin from, you know, all this good stuff. So anyway, guys, it is time to wrap it up. It's been 2 horas, as they might say in Spanish.
2 horas.
2 horas. Sorry. 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Flew.
This was really fun.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're going to go around the room and we're going to let you guys participate in Cabby goodbyes. But since you're the guest, it's kind of be weird. I'd like you to thank the chat in this case, because the chat was extremely active tonight. They were very supportive of all of you and your topics. They were very generous to boot. So please, if you could just direct your comments to the chat, I guess, and thank them. Starting with Sara and Shock and Horror, and then Law Wifey and Ruthie Robles. Go ahead.
Thank you all, chat. You're all awesome. I've talked to most of you and see most of you regularly. I'm clapping for all of you. Thank you to those of you who subbed up to Akashi. She is brilliant and amazing, and so is her channel. Please go show her some love.
Yes.
And I love all of you on this panel, even though DJ told me not to direct my comments to you. I'm doing it anyway.
No, I didn't say you can't, but I don't want to say thank us. Like, am I going to say, yeah, Sara, please thank me? I mean,
and coming in 2027 is Akashi's OnlyFans, so be on the lookout for that.
And DJ,
Put it on the chat.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh my God.
This is the best. Sara, you just make me laugh every show, and we should include that in your salary. Please go, Law Wifey.
Oh, thank you so much. This was such a learning experience, and I was terrified. So thank you, chat, and all the lovely people that said hello, and the lovely memberships that were given, and the super chats. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much for having me and welcoming me. I'm just, amazing. Thank you so much. Love you all.
Love you. Thank you. Akashi and Bia, she didn't realize how great she was going to be on the show, did she?
Oh my God, everybody has been so
You are
good.
amazing.
Oh my
So proud.
You're right, Bia? Like, she came out of her shell, and it happened.
Thank
right.
you.
The next time she'll show her face, but you know,
We're
what?
naturals. We have naturals here. This panel's all naturals.
And I think it's, I think you get the vibe when you come into the show. I mean, obviously we know this is a very welcoming environment. So, and we try to make it as much as, we can. So
Thank you so much.
So what she's trying to say is, great job, Law Wifey. That's what she's saying.
yes,
Right,
of
yes.
course.
Thank you so
She
much.
did awesome.
She could say it in Spanish. How do you say it in Spanish?
Buen trabajo, Law Wifey.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. And the lady of the hour, Ruthie Robles.
So thank you so much, chat, for being here. Mr. Benny Blanco, thank you for the 10 memberships. Thank you, everybody who gave super chats, everyone who was here. And I want to give a big thank you to my sister, Alicia, who's in Colombia at the moment with her beautiful girlfriend, and they're enjoying a very romantic cabin adventure. And I want to say thank you. I can't believe you guys had signal where you guys are at. And yeah, so thank you for taking the time and listening to me ramble. And thank
Loved it.
you, DJ, Bia, and Akashi, and my beautiful girls here, Law Wifey and Jules. Thank you. And I don't know if Sarah left.
No,
I'm here.
Sarah's here.
Is there?
And Sarah, thank you all you guys for having me here. It was so much fun. I was nervous, but it was an amazing time, and I just want to say thank you. It's very appreciative.
You're quite welcome. And next time you guys are going to come in just firing on all cylinders, because now you're going to be like, okay, I've done this shit. You know, we did the damn thing. So there's nothing to worry about now. So
Look
next
out.
time we'll plan one. And you guys were so great. We the hosts had so much fun tonight because of you. So that's why we'll do it
we
again.
did.
Lulu Bell is trying to tell us that she subbed up to Mindful.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. I do want to say thank you all so much for having me. Thank you for letting me participate in this, because this was amazing. I thought the conversation was great and everybody had such a great time.
Don't forget
so
Captain
proud.
Jeri Harris holding it down in the chat.
Yes.
Let me see.
Love to meet you sometime.
There it goes. Yep. When you go to Florida, man, you can, hopefully if we end up having a CAB get together at a UFO conference, which we'd like to do sometime next year. So we'll talk to Akashi, figure out when we can do it. Everybody's going to be invited. All you mods,
I will be there.
For us all to be there.
All right.
So we just got to figure out which one. Okay. So Boston Bia, your turn.
Sure. All right. So thank you, ladies. Great job. I hope now that you've experienced this, you'll see, how easy and not easy it is. But, when you talk from the heart and you have passion, I think it comes out great. So great job to all of you. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Akashi and DJ. So, with that said, I'll pass it on to. Oh, no. Akashi.
No, she already went.
Bye. I already said bye.
It's fine. All right, never mind.
I got pizza waiting here. I got pizza munching.
All right.
I've been eating.
All right, we're going to Akashi. She's got farm work to do. Girl got to stay with some nutrition and hydration in that damn body. And I know Sarah's going to go. Here you go. Go ahead, Sarah. For OnlyFans. But anyway.
Wait, hold on. Akashi's rolling R's.com.
And DJ's.com.
Rico.
First minute's free.
Coming your way soon, the Latino Roundtable, hosted by Boston Bia. That ought to be nuts. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, chat. Thank you for just your kindness and generosity to our mods. Thank you, Captain Jeri. She said she's down to do our meetup. So we'll try and arrange something, give everybody plenty of time for planning. And we will see you. What do we have next? Oh, is it James Indoli and Nathan?
It's coming up.
Yeah.
That's coming up the Saturday, 27th.
So the 27th. We have some other shows that are planned, some true crime stuff. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get sued before we do that. So I love you guys.
And I'm going to have an AI show with you guys the day after. We have Indoli one day and then Mindfork the next. We're going to be spinning the wheel of singularity talking about AI.
Right.
Yes, so that'll be on Mind Fork. You'll see some cabbies on there. Myself, Boston Bia, I believe, Courtney,
Leah
and Leah
Prime
Prime.
said, and Courtney. I hope I get all the cabbies. I'm hoping.
I would love to have all 8 of us on there together. That would be brilliant.
It'll be crazy with fun.
I want to tell you guys that the show you want to tune in for on CAB is going to be James Iandoli, Darren Exo Academian, and our very own Nathan, which is going to be the day before we're on with Akashi. These 3 guys are brilliant, and basically what we can just sit back and just let them go, and then occasionally we'll throw something in. They're brilliant minds about the consciousness aspect related to UFOs, and you're not going to find 3 smarter guys on the internet.
They're so good. They're like a trifecta. It's getting amazing.
Good.
Okay, love you guys. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.